Yeah, right, lads. I've been getting a lot of people asking me recently on Instagram what are things I don't like about the Fiesta, what are things that piss me off about the Fiesta, and what are things to look out when buying a Fiesta. So I thought I'd put all the bad things I hate about my Fiesta ST in one video. Number 5, the crunch in regear. Regear? Reverse. The first time it crunched, and then the second time I did it, it didn't crunch. It likes to decide when and when not to do it. Now, there is a trick to relieving this problem, and if you put it in third and then reverse, it doesn't crunch. No idea why. Is it just my car? Probably. But I have heard other people having the same problem. I have heard of mates having the same problem, which is where I got the third to reverse gear trick from. Number 4, the steering circle or the steering restrictor. On this car, the first thing I noticed when I got it in is the lack of turn you get. I did research this, and online it says that the Fiesta STs have a curb-to-curb turning cycle of 11.4 meters, whereas normal Fiesta have a turning circle of 9.3. Now, that's a big difference. Curb-to-curb, it takes 2 more meters for an ST than a normal Fiesta does. And straight away in this car, I can get about 1 1/3 turn from being central. Whereas I remember in my Supra, I could get near enough 2 full turning circles. So it really gets on your nerves when you're trying to do a 3-point turn or trying to reverse into a tight space, or even just drive into a parking space. Day-to-day driving, you don't really notice it, but when you're trying to park, it's a pain in the arse. Number 3, the weird idle. Now, I'm not sure if this is just my car that does this. I have heard on the forums, and I've actually heard mates of the exact same problem. When you roll in and idle, it drops, feathers up and down. I'm not sure if every ST has this problem. I think that it has it to a small extent, but mine is just alleviated. I'm not sure why it's alleviated. Maybe it's actually a problem, maybe it's just the map that it's got. But when I'm rolling and I put it in idle, or when I'm reversing and you put the clutch in, they drop, and sometimes it cuts out. When I'm reversing and I have to quickly put my clutch in to brake, sometimes it cuts out. It's really annoying. I'm not sure what it is. I've heard the problem coming from the HT leads, but I've seen people change the HT leads to upgraded ones and the problem is still there. I'm not sure whether it's an idle control problem or it's just a problem that these cars have, and mine is just alleviated from the map it has. Okay, so I'll show you the problem now. So I'm going to put it in reverse, I'm going to drive a little bit, I'm going to dip my clutch, and the revs drop a little bit. It's nothing too bad. See them drop there like that, and it's really annoying. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but you can feel the car almost. See it doing it in there again. Do it one more time, reverse. See that? See, it didn't look too bad on camera, but it's worse than others sometimes. Sometimes the revs drop to about 500 and you can feel the car like struggling to stay alive. It's not a big problem, which is why it only comes in third, but it still gets on my tits, especially when you're driving at night. When it drops, the lights dimmer and then come back on. It doesn't affect your driving, but it's just really annoying. Now in second place, the thing that pisses me off the second most is the seating position. Now I've come from an Astra where the seating position is really low down and everything, the car is around you. Like when our mate said before, in the Astra you sit in the car, whereas Fiesta you sit on top of the car. I mean, I've got my lowest setting. This is the lowest setting of the seat right now, and I've got about that much room for the headrest. My lowest setting, the door card is up to your chest, whereas in the Astra it was up to your shoulder. I remember sitting in the Astra, you feel like you're in the car. And I remember in the Astra, when you had your seat in lowest setting, you was reaching up a little bit for the glove box. Whereas still in here, when you're in the highest setting, you're still reaching down. So it really kind of feels like it gives it a less sporty look. And then another thing that annoys me about this is that when you adjust the height of the seat, The whole seat doesn't rise. It's just the bottom bit that tilts like that. I'll show you what I mean now, but it's really annoying. So when you put the seat on the lowest setting, you're not actually sitting down. It's just moving. You're just being rotated. And really annoying. I don't understand why they do that. It's really frustrating. Now, before we go into the number one thing that pisses me off most about this car, I've got 3 honourable mentions which are up there, which I don't like about the car, but they didn't quite make into the top 5. Now, one of them is the crappy door handles. And by door handles, I mean seat handles. Now, as a good reference, this one here, snapped. These seats take a lot of force to open. And to keep them plugged on is the most cheapest, crappiest piece of plastic a manufacturer could find. This one snapped off, so I can't let anyone in this side. That one's still on, but every time you go to open the door, it feels like it's going to snap. You've got to be really careful with it. Okay, the next 2 things didn't make it the top 5 because the things that I can change, just not what I like personally about my car. The first thing is a black on black. Never been a fan of black on black. I do like the stealth version, and I do like the aspect of black on black on the main road type of sense. But when you take a black on black car, when you take it to a car show, or you want a black and black car to stand out, they just don't stand out. They blend in. It's stealth for a reason, because they just blend in. Now, I really need to change the colour of their wheels, and I've got a colour which I'm going to change, and I'm going to paint them myself, so that will be a video. Shouldn't have painted them myself, because I cannot paint, but you know what? We're going to give it a go anyway. The car's just simply not low enough. It's not low enough. I had the IBAC springs on before this, and they were okay. They sat nice, and it was a good ride height. Due to my last video, I had to swap them over because 2 of them completely just snapped. I now went for some lowering springs off a mate, which aren't as good quality as IBAC. Now, they sit okay in the back, but they don't sit okay in the front. They sit too high, and the comfort is terrible. So my thought now is, look, you've been driving around on terrible springs, and they don't sit that low. You may as well just buy coilovers. You'll get terrible comfort, but you know what? You can have it as low as you want. So, another video as well. Now, the number one thing that I don't like about this car is the size of it. I see this car more of a toy than a fast car. You know what I mean? I'm going to refer back to my Astra and my Subaru. The Subaru had road presence. It had so much road presence, and the Astra inside, interior-wise, felt like a place you wanted to be, a comfortable place to be. This you get in it, and it doesn't really have much road presence within terms of aggression, and it's not really a comfortable place to be inside. It's too small, and the small size makes it feel to me like a young lad's car instead of a man's car. I'm definitely going to take that into perspective when I get my next car. I definitely want something with a lot more road presence. Now, I'm not saying that I don't love this car. I love this car. It's the best car that I've owned so far, but everything had its downsides, and I'm strictly just pointing out of what they are in this car. So I'm not going to do 5 things I love about this car, because it's basically everything that I don't hate about this car. But thanks for watching, guys. If you do like this video, drop me a like, and if you can relate to any of the things in this video, drop me a like. Also, it's payday next week, and I've got lots of things to do to this car, and I can't wait to show you all. So please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.